Hi, this lesson is on multiplication with area modeling. Our sixth graders are learning how to do this through the College Preparatory Mathematics program, doing two-digit numbers multiplication with the area modeling. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. Okay, so let's try 34 times 17. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this square and we're going to split the square up into parts. So I'm going to have something like this. And what we're going to do then is take the 34 and also split that up into parts. What we want is group of tens. So for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. Okay? So if I have a 34 and I have a group of tens, what would that be? It would be 30 plus the 4. Right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put my 30 and the 4 right here. We're going to split it up. What about the 17? If I want still a group of 10 right there, I would have as 10, right? And the remaining part, which is 7 right there. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of the square. So the formula for area of a square is what? Base times height. So we have then is this base right here, and we're going to multiply it to the height right here. So from here, we're going to go ahead and multiply the digits. Now at first this looks difficult because it's 2-digit multiplied by 2-digit, but really it's a 1-digit multiplied by 1-digit and adding extra zeros right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 3 right here and we're going to multiply that out. And if I multiply 3 times the 1 right here, that's going to give me the 3, and we're going to add 2 zeros from here. So this looks something like this. So 3 times 1 is that 3 right here. And then from there, the 2 zeros from here were added on. That gives us the 300. Okay? Now let's do the same thing for 10 times 4. So really it's 4 times 1, and then we're going to add the extra 0 right there. So that's the 40 right there. Okay, now let's try 7 times the 30. So it's 7 times 3, which is what, 21, and then add the extra zeros, so that's going to give us 210. All right, 7 times 4. You need to know your multiplication on this, so you can't escape it if you don't know it. So what is 7 times 4? 28, right? Okay, so that's it for the area modeling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take all of those numbers and we're going to add them just like what we do when we do the multiplications. Okay, we're going to put them vertically and we're going to add them together. So this doesn't escape from our third grade math. We're still continuing to do this. So now from here we're going to add vertically. So we're going to go down this way and add them all up. That's going to give us 8, right? And then we're going to add up this way right here. So that's 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, right? And then down here is going to give us the 5. So the final answer is then 578. Okay, so this is what an area modeling looks like. So we're going to continue to practice more of this. So let's go into the next one. So it's 58 times 23. Split up our square here. We're going to split it up in groups of tens again. And then 23, we're going to split it up into 20 and 3. Okay, so now again, area modeling, seeing the 20 right here, and we're multiplying it by the 50 right here. So technically it's 5 times the 2 is what you're doing, and then we're going to add the zeros there. So 5 times 2 gives us 10, and then the 2 zeros will give us then 1,000. All right, now let's try the 20 times 8. Times 8, which is the 16, and then we add the zeros. Okay, 3 times 50 is 15, and an extra 0 right there for the hundreds. And then we have is 3 times 8, which is 24. So now we're going to go ahead and bring them all together, and we're going to add them vertically. So add them all down. We're going to go ahead and get all zeros plus the 4, right? 6 plus 5 is what, 11. 11 plus 2 is 13. Then we have 2 and 1. So final answer is 1,334. Okay, was that a little difficult? It wasn't, I didn't think it was too difficult. Even the number 58 was a little bit larger. We're still multiplying as just the 1 digit technically, and we're adding the tens and the hundreds places onto that. Okay, you need to know your multiplication though, because if you can't multiply 3 times 8, that's not going to help you. All right, let's try another one. Ooh, 92 times 38. So those are bigger numbers now. So let's go ahead and split them up. So the first box, 92, we're going to go ahead and get 90, and then the 2, and then 38. We're going to split them up, and we get 30 and the 8. Okay, so are you ready? All right, so let's go ahead and multiply the 30 times the 90. So that's 3 times 9, which gives us the 27. And then we're going to go ahead and add the 2 zeros, and that's going to give us the thousands. So that's 2,700. Okay, now let's do 30 times 2. So that's 3 times 2, and then we have a 0, which gives us the tens. 8 times 9, that's a difficult one, right? If you don't know your 8 times 9. So 8 times 9 is 72, and then we have a 0 right there. 8 times 2 is 16, and now we're going to go ahead and bring them all over so we can add them vertically. All right, so let me give you some time to do this one. So go ahead and add them up. Okay, so now let's see. Is your answer 3,496? Okay, good. Pretty simple, right? We can do this. Now let's try another one. Ooh, we're going to go 125 times 13. So we're going to get a 3-digit number now. So if I have 3-digit number, how would I divide my square? Probably into 3 parts, right? So let's go ahead and divide into 3 parts. Now what would that 3-part be? What is the grouping? If I have 125, so the first grouping will be 100, right? The second grouping would be 20, and then the third group is going to be the 5. Okay? The 13 should be easy, right? 13 is going to be the 10 and the 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the area modeling for this. So it's the 10 times 100. Still the same. We're doing 1 times 1, and we're adding the zeros to that. So that's going to give us 1,000. Now 10 times 20 is 2 times 1, right? And we're going to add the 2 zeros from there. 10 times 5 is 50. Now let's go to the next row, which is 3 times 100. It's going to give us 300. 3 times 20 is 60. And then 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? So let's go ahead and bring them over. And we're going to add them vertically. All right, so let me give you again some time to add them up. Go ahead and add them up. Okay, so let's check your answers. Is it 1,625? Did you get that? Good. Okay, so we're getting better at this, right? So we shouldn't be fearful of this like 3-digit or 2-digit numbers, because all we have to do is split them up and add them into groups of this, right? Okay, so this is going to be our last practice. 313 times 25. Again, we're going to split them up into 3 parts, right? And so then we're going to find the area. So I'm going to go ahead and give you time to do this. Come back together and let's check your answers, okay? All right, go ahead and do this. All right, let's check your answers. So the 20 times the 300, and then 20 times 10, and 20 times 3. So I'm going to do it in one shot. That's going to give us these answers. So check your answers for that. Okay, so now let's do the next row, which is 5 times 300, and then 5 times 10, and 5 times 3. And that should be these answers right here. Did you get them all? Okay, good. So now if I add them all up, so let's bring them over. All right, if I add them up, we get 7,825. Did you get that final answer? Good. Okay, so we can do any of these kind of problems, right? Whatever the numbers are, just group them into either groups of tens or hundreds or thousands. If you got a larger number, group them up into little areas, and then from there you can add them up. If you already know how to do this, It is a little tedious, but at least this is a form of this is what we call modeling, where we show more of the diagram and models of something. If you don't have a method, then go ahead with this method because this is pretty easy. But if you have your own method that you have, go ahead and choose to, go ahead and do that. But please don't knock this method because this method is also a good method as well. All right? All right, then have fun and multiply.